Hey guys, Huck Sports Talk here. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Well, today I want to talk about Notre Dame's football schedule for the 2026 season. And there's been a lot of talk about this schedule, and I want to break it down today. And so let's go take a look at it. So I'm going to put it up on the screen here. And as you can see, their first game, they play Wisconsin. And that's at Lambeau Field. So that's basically a neutral field, even though that's about a little over 200 miles away from South Bend, but it's considered a neutral field, obviously. And so, as you can see on the chart there, their schedule, that I used CBS Sports rankings for what they ranked all their opponents. So as you can see, Wisconsin is 61st ranked on the CBS Sports. Okay, then their second game, they play Rice at home, and Rice is basically ranked 119th. And then they play Michigan State, and they're ranked about 66th on CBS Sports, right? And that's also at home. Then they go on the road to Purdue, which is ranked 99th, okay? Then they go on the road again and play North Carolina, which is ranked 78th. All right, and then they come home to play Stanford, which is ranked 89th. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 games that they will play, and the highest ranked team they will play in those first 6 games will be 61st. So obviously the schedule started off pretty weak and everything. So they'll definitely probably be ranked number 1. Somewhere along the line here, because they're not losing to Wisconsin at 66 ranked team or anybody else down to that point. But then here's where they finally play somebody. They have to go to BYU, which I do believe BYU's a good team, no doubt about it. And in CBS Sports right now, they're ranked 15th. Okay, so they're going to play a top 20 team finally, the 7th week, I guess, of the season there. And then so if they can get by that, which I think that they probably will, honestly, they'll be 7-0. And then they play Navy, which that's at a neutral field, I believe, as well. But Navy's ranked 53rd. Okay, so obviously going into this Miami game at home, they're going to be 8-0. And they're probably going to be ranked number 1. There's a good chance, because a lot of teams, that are going to be right around them are going to be playing a lot better competition than what they've played in their first 8 games. So, like I said, their first 8 games, their only game that they're even going to have anybody that's competitive with them will be BYU. And then, so they do play Miami at home, and so that'll probably be it's definitely going to be an NBC game, probably a 7:30 game at night, South Bend. So, CBS has Miami ranked 7th, where in, my poll, I had them ranked 6th and everything. And I do think Miami's going to be a very tough team. Their offensive line is going to be one of the best in the country. And obviously Miami beat Notre Dame last year and everything. So that's going to be a good game. And but then they play at home against Boston College. Boston College is ranked 98th in this poll. And then they play at home against SMU, which is ranked 20th. So they will play another top 20 team. But now at that point, not sure if SMU will be ranked that high, because just depending on, how good they are. I think I had SMU somewhere in my lower 25. I think they were I think they were 24th in my poll. And then they in the season against Syracuse, and Syracuse, CBS Sports has them as 68th. So obviously, if you look at this schedule, they have 3 teams that basically are in the top 25 on their schedule and everything. And what is it? Two of them are at home, and one away. Yep, that's correct. So, when they don't have a conference championship game, so they don't have to play that extra game, obviously. So, I mean, if you look at this schedule, well, let me just ask you this question, okay? You look at this schedule, and let's say they go 11-1, and they lose to either BYU or Miami. Let's say so they're 11-1. So what happens if the committee has to look at let's say Washington? So Washington's schedule this year, they play 5 teams that would be in the top 25, at least my top 25, and I think CBS's top 25, which would be USC, Iowa, Penn State, Indiana, and Oregon. Okay, so let's just say that Washington finishes the season at 10-2, and Notre Dame finishes it at 11-1. Well, if you look at Washington's schedule, which here I'm gonna put Washington's schedule up there, so you can see them, and obviously they play a rivalry game right off the bat there. And but you see the games that I said, the USC, Iowa, Penn State, Indiana, and Oregon. I mean, that schedule is way harder than Notre Dame's schedule. And plus some of the other teams. I think they even play the teams that Notre Dame plays, like Purdue, and they play somebody else on that schedule as well. I can't remember. I think it's Michigan State and Purdue. I think they play both those. Washington does. So they would have common opponents and everything, but their schedule is way better. So what do you do if you're somebody on the committee? Do you take a 10-2 Washington team over a 11-1 Notre Dame team if it comes down to those two? Well, like last year, Texas, they end up playing Ohio State, first game of the season, end up getting beat, and basically they were 9-3, and if they wouldn't have played Ohio State and they would have played, let's say, anybody else that's not as good, obviously, and they win and they go 10-2, do they get in? Did they not get in last year because they lost Ohio State at Ohio State? So I mean, that's something the committee would have to talk about. But I'd love to hear your comments on that. I'd like to know what you think. How should that be picked? Should somebody like Notre Dame, that has a schedule that, I mean, this is my opinion. Everybody has their opinion. I would love to hear your opinion. Love it in the comments. But Notre Dame's schedule, like I said, if you just flip through how low these teams are ranked too. It's not like they don't even play anybody that's ranked in the 30 and 40s. It's like basically they're either ranked 50 and higher, and they do have like the 3 that are ranked 7th, 15th, and 20th that they do play. And like I said, 2 of them are at home. So there's a good chance they're going to go 11-1, but their schedule's so weak. But that's just my opinion. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, like I said, I ask that you do so, because we're going to be having some guests on, and I'm hoping to have a few guys on every week, just regulars, to talk about the college game and the NFL games. So like I said, if you haven't subscribed, do so. Hit that like button. But guys, I really appreciate you watching today. And until next time, we'll see you later.